Welcome to a chilling reality where everything you depend on daily could vanish. This isn't a figment of a dystopian novelist's imagination, but a plausible future we may all face. In 30-Day Blackout Survival Plan, What You Need to Know, we delve into the harsh reality of a month-long power outage. A power outage isn't merely an inconvenience, it's a domino toppling over the equilibrium we've so carefully built. This domino can be set into motion by a multitude of triggers. The specter of war could result in an EMP blast, a cyber attack could cripple our power grid, or a catastrophic weather event could leave us in the dark. Each of these scenarios is not just possible but has historical precedents. But let's not just dwell on the cause, let's consider the aftermath, the chaos that ensues when the lights go out. Imagine the thread of civilization, thin and taut, snapping under the strain of such an event. The fabric of society would unravel, leaving us exposed to a new dark age. The everyday conveniences we take for granted would vanish. The hum of electricity, the glow of screens, the ease of access to information and communication, all gone. The immediate aftermath would be a shock, a brutal awakening to our dependencies. But it's the prolonged blackout that would truly test our resilience. This is not an attempt to scare you, but to prepare you, because in this chilling reality, ignorance is not bliss, it's a death sentence. We must understand our vulnerabilities to overcome them. We must know our enemy to defeat it. And in this scenario, our enemy is not the power outage itself, but our dependence on it. So ask yourself, are you prepared for this? Have you thought about how you'd survive, how you'd maintain order in the chaos, how you'd ensure the safety of your loved ones? These are tough questions, but necessary ones, because it's not a question of if, but when the thread holding our civilization snaps. Are you prepared for the day it snaps? Imagine no lights, no internet, no refrigeration. Suddenly the world plunges into darkness. It's not a brief flicker that leaves you scrambling for candles. It's a sustained blackout, and it's not just in your neighborhood, but everywhere. This is life without power, an existence where the conveniences we take for granted are abruptly stripped away. Picture this: hospitals, those bastions of healing, struggling to operate. Life-saving machines sit idle, emergency rooms, usually bustling with activity, are plunged into eerie silence. Water treatment plants halt. The familiar sound of running water becomes a distant memory. The once clear, clean water from your tap is now a luxury. Cash registers shut down. Stores become ghost towns, their shelves quickly stripped bare by panicked citizens. ATMs, those reliable dispensers of cash, are rendered useless. As electronic transactions fail, society quickly reverts to a barter system. But it's not just about the immediate effects. The blackout exposes our vulnerabilities. It lays bare our societal dependencies that make us vulnerable when power systems fail. We've become a society heavily reliant on electronic necessities. Our lives revolve around our devices. We store important information on them. We communicate through them. We use them for navigation, for entertainment, for work. But what happens when they're rendered useless? Preparedness, or rather the lack thereof, is another vulnerability. Many of us are not prepared for a sustained power outage. We don't have alternative power sources. We don't have backup plans. We're not equipped to survive without electricity, and then there's sheer disbelief. Despite warnings, despite the ever-increasing frequency of blackouts, many of us refuse to accept that a month-long power outage is possible. We dismiss it as an unlikely event, something that happens to others but not to us. Our refusal to accept the possibility, our lack of preparedness, our reliance on electronic necessities, these are the reasons why people will not survive. Why will people perish? Lack of preparedness, reliance on electronic necessities, and sheer disbelief. This is the chilling reality of life without power. Are you ready? With stores closed and ATMs offline, your kitchen becomes your lifeline. A blackout isn't a time for dieting, it's a time to survive. Therefore, you'll need to stockpile durable foods, those that can withstand the test of time without refrigeration. Think canned goods, dehydrated meals, and energy-dense foods like nuts and granola. But remember, variety is not just the spice of life, it's the key to maintaining your health. So don't forget dried fruits and vegetables, multivitamins, and essential minerals. However, food alone isn't enough. You also need to secure water sources. A human can survive about 3 days without water, but why risk it? You'll need at least 1 gallon of water per person per day for drinking and sanitation, so start storing water in safe containers and consider investing in a good quality water purification system. It's also wise to identify nearby natural water sources, but remember, even the clearest stream can contain harmful bacteria and parasites. Therefore, always purify the water before consumption. But what about power? with the grid down, you'll need alternatives. Solar chargers aren't just for the tech-savvy or the eco-conscious, they're for everyone. They're not only essential for charging devices like radios for communication or flashlights for visibility, but also for powering essential appliances. With a solar charger, your powerless home can still have some semblance of modern convenience. In addition to solar, consider other power alternatives like emergency generators. While they might be an investment, they can power crucial appliances like refrigerators or medical equipment, but remember, they need fuel, so stockpile safely and use responsibly. Moreover, don't overlook the potential of manual tools. From can openers to grain mills, these can be lifesavers when electricity is a luxury. Solar isn't just for eco-fans, it's a lifesaver when the grid can't be relied on. So, if you take away anything from this, let it be this. In the face of a blackout, the key to survival isn't just food and water. It's adaptability. It's about harnessing the power of the sun, the reliability of manual tools, and the durability of canned goods. No power means no pumping water. This is a sobering truth we must confront. Imagine a world where the tap runs dry and the luxurious hot showers are a distant memory. But don't despair, because with the right knowledge and preparation, you can still maintain hygiene and stay disease-free, even without running water. Let's start with the basics. Water is crucial, not just for drinking, but for cleaning as well. Collecting rainwater, purifying from natural sources, or having a well-stocked supply of bottled water are all strategies you should consider. Remember, hygiene is not just about comfort, it's about preventing illnesses that can run rampant in unsanitary conditions. Therefore, make sure to ration your water wisely, using it for essential cleaning tasks such as washing hands, dishes, and clothes. Now let's talk about waste. Without running water, toilets become useless, but there are alternatives. Composting toilets, for example, can be a practical solution. They require no water and turn waste into usable compost. Alternatively, digging a latrine in a safe distance from your dwelling and water sources can also work. Importantly, always ensure to bury waste to prevent attracting pests and spreading disease. On to medications. A power outage can be life-threatening for those dependent on refrigerated medicines. Therefore, it's crucial to have a plan. Insulated coolers with ice packs can keep medications cold for a time, but you should also explore alternatives that don't require refrigeration. Speak with your healthcare provider about options, and always ensure to have a robust stockpile of any vital medications. Lastly, knowing basic emergency medical skills is essential. In a blackout, hospitals may be overwhelmed or inaccessible. Skills such as wound dressing, setting broken bones, and identifying signs of infection could be life-saving. Consider taking a first aid course now, while you still have the opportunity. From insulin to inhalers, we'll cover how to keep your medications safe and what emergency medical skills you need to know. This is not just about survival, it's about maintaining health and safety in a world turned upside down. Remember, preparation is the key to resilience. Looting and lawlessness can escalate when the lights go out. This is a grim truth that we must face head-on. As the darkness descends and society's norms are thrown into chaos, your home becomes more than just a shelter, it transforms into your fortress, a sanctuary that you must protect and fortify against potential threats. Your first line of defense starts with making your home unappealing to opportunists. This can be achieved by creating the illusion of nothingness. You see, in a blackout, the appearance of activity is an invitation. Therefore, keeping a low profile is essential. But what happens when your fortress is breached? You need to have a plan. A simple yet effective strategy could be setting up safe rooms within your home. These are spaces where you can retreat to should the need arise. They should be stocked with essentials and have reinforced doors. Simple, yet effective. Now, as important as it is to fortify your home, there's another crucial aspect we must consider: your community. As the old saying goes, there is strength in numbers. In times of crisis, a strong community can be your best defense. To leverage this strength, it's essential to form and maintain alliances within your local community. Mutual aid agreements can enhance security and resource sharing. This doesn't mean you trust everyone implicitly, but rather you recognize the value of collective survival. Furthermore, communication is key. Establishing a reliable method of communication within your community can keep everyone informed about potential threats or resources. This can be as simple as using walkie-talkies or setting up a neighborhood watch. Your fortress, your community, these are your bulwarks against the darkness. They provide not only physical protection but also the emotional support needed to endure such trying times. When the lights go out, remember you are not alone, your fortress is strong, your community is stronger. In times of crisis, a strong community can be your greatest asset. Remember, survival isn't just about enduring, it's about thriving together. The possibility that power may not return is a stark reality we must consider. Let's imagine, if you will, a world where the hum of electricity is a distant memory. A world where the grid has not only failed but remains broken, perhaps indefinitely. This is not a dystopian fiction, but a potential reality we must prepare for. Transitioning from a temporary survival mode to a permanent off-grid living situation requires foresight, planning, and a radical shift in mindset. This is not about mere survival anymore. It's about building a new life in a world without power. Let's start with the basics: shelter, food, and water. Your home should be your fortress, a sanctuary from the outside world. But it also needs to be self-sufficient. Rainwater harvesting systems, for instance, can replace your dependence on municipal water. Similarly, gardening and livestock rearing can provide a steady supply of food. Yet even in a world without power, energy remains a crucial aspect. Renewable energy sources like solar, wind, or micro-hydro power systems are no longer an option, they are a necessity. Solar panels can power your essential appliances, while wind turbines or micro-hydro systems can provide additional energy, especially in areas where sunlight may not be abundant. And let's not forget about heating. In colder climates, a wood-burning stove can provide heat and a means to cook food. In warmer climates, natural cooling techniques such as shading and ventilation can help maintain comfortable temperatures. The key is to adapt, innovate, and use what nature provides. This is not about reverting back to the Stone Age, it's about using modern knowledge and technology to create a sustainable, self-sufficient lifestyle. Off-grid living also means building a community. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. Establishing connections, sharing resources, and working together can make the difference between merely surviving and truly thriving. Surviving a 30-day blackout is about more than just clinging to life. It's about adapting to an entirely new way of existing. It's about building a life where you are not just a survivor, but a pioneer, charting a new course in a world without power. The future may be uncertain, but with preparation, resilience, and ingenuity, we can face it head-on.